Yeah, I mean, this Dakar meeting is, I think, is one of the best meetings we have organized to share our work and the tremendous results that we have had implementing the UNDP regional project on access to energy and poverty reduction. So far, the main objective of this meeting is really to share the results and to discuss with the key stakeholders, the key partners that we have been working with for the last 5 to 6 years on the implementation of the project, but also discuss and see what is, the way forward, because it's absolutely important and critical for UNDP and for the partners to keep energy access as a priority. Without energy, there is no development in Africa. So that's absolutely important. And as you know, UNDP is, the UN lead agency on supporting governments on development-related stuff. And then we do also support government on the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. And as you know, the Sustainable Development Goal, the Objective 7, is about access to energy. And that's absolutely important. And UNDP will be really, working with regional institutions, working with the African Union, with big partners like the African Development Bank and the NEPAD, but also working with countries on making sure that, we by 2030, we're going to meet the objective of access to energy for all. That's absolutely important for us, and that's what we have been discussing so far for the last 2 days. So the big issue now that we are looking into is how we're going to really make sure that the private sector is on board, because absolutely there is no way that we're going to move ahead if you don't involve the private sector on energy-related issues. And in UNDP, we have already designed or developed a new strategy, what we call UNDP Renewable Energy Initiative kind of strategy, to make sure that we have everybody on board, partnership, because working on energy in Africa is all about partnership. How we're going to really building those partnerships for us to be able to coordinate and have an integrated support to governments who at least, and then make sure that local communities who don't have access to energy will really have access to the energy to run their business as they wish to do it. We have been working on this business with NEPAD for the last, I think for the last 10 years, if I may, because NEPAD is, energy is a critical and is a high priority for NEPAD and for the African Union. And, we have been working with NEPAD, first of all, on the SE for All initiative that the Secretary General of the United Nations has launched in 2012. And, we were able and successfully implemented or established what we call the Africa Hub for SE for All, which is based in Abidjan with the African Development Bank. So jointly, we have been doing a lot of stuff with NEPAD on that, and the African Development Bank as well. We have supported almost 20 countries to complete what we call the investment prospectus and the action agendas for energy, which is absolutely important because countries need to know where their comparative advantage is, what kind of priorities they may have, and also identify their priorities on investing on energy-related issues. And then we have helped them to do that. But now the challenge is how are we going to really help countries to implement those investment prospectus and those action agendas. And that's what we have been discussing, and I'm sure, I'm confident that with NEPAD we will keep doing the same, the business together, and we're going to scale it up, try to bring as much as partners we can, so that at least all of us together we can help countries to achieve that. Yes, I think this meeting is absolutely important, shaping the way forward, because absolutely all the partners are around the table here discussing what do we need to do next, because the results that we have achieved through this project has been absolutely great. So we cannot afford not to move ahead, to go further. So the whole idea is now how are we going to scale up, as I said, all these results? How are we going to make more actions on the ground? How are we going to help countries and local communities to access, energy? Because, as I said, energy is a big issue. And, from now on, I'm sure we will be doing more stuff. And then there are, we are working with NEPAD also and the other partners under the Africa Renewable Energy Initiative, which is the big initiative for Africa, for the next 10-20 years, on really addressing the issues of access to energy, but on also energy efficiency and so on and so forth. But I think, the road ahead is absolutely promising, and I hope we're going to be able to mobilize more partners. And what I said is also how we're going to really help to bring on board the private sector, because it's absolutely important. Even though we are supporting institutional development and so on, and they have to really see how they will also benefit from that conducive environment for them to be able to invest more on renewable energy, and also but on energy access in general in the continent. Thank you.